Hi guys, it's Shauna here for Monday and I'm here to answer your LGBT questions. Okay, so first question. Who's the hottest girl on the planet? Who's the hottest girl on the planet? Well, I suppose, I think Taylor Swift is, the most, I think Taylor Swift is God's gift to this earth, to any earth. She's just the most amazing person. I was gonna say amazing person I've ever met in my life, but I haven't met her, unfortunately, but, we're best friends. She just doesn't even know it yet. Yeah, so, well, she's not hot, she's more beautiful, but, the hottest girl on the planet. I like Peaches Geldof. She is pretty hot. Yeah, Peaches Geldof. She has all them tattoos and all, it's really hot. Do you have any advice about how I should come out to my family if they bad talk bisexual people? Well, kind of depends, how bad they talk about them. Is it, bad they talk about them that, to the point where they don't think they should be bisexual? Or bad to the point where they think it's a sin? Or, that's usually down to ignorance. Not ignorance in a bad way, but if you tell them, maybe they just don't understand. And maybe it's because they haven't met anybody that's bisexual yet. And they don't understand, what you're going through. They don't understand what it's about. Maybe they just might think it's being greedy or stuff like that. And remember, it's just a phase, it's just a phrase. So yeah, maybe if you don't tell them, but you sit down and be I have a friend. Oh no, that's him. They're gonna know. Just bring up in conversation. Just be there's a few girls in my class that are bisexual, and be I understand where they're coming from. It must be hard for them. To be brave enough to come out and tell people that, because we all know what can happen. And say people like that must have big courage to come out like that, and that it's not their fault, it's just the way they are. And whether they come out during school, or whether they come out when they're in college, or whether they come out when they're nearly on their deathbed, it still takes courage to come out. And that courage is a different courage that some people don't understand, that straight people don't understand. It's kind of I don't even know how to describe it. It takes a lot. It's when you've done something bad and to your parents, and they're did you do this? And you're no. And then you really have done it, and it takes a lot of courage. It's worse than that, but that's the only thing I really go. So yeah, if you try and explain to your parents that it's it's not a bad thing, you can't help how you feel, and hopefully that will work. And if it doesn't, come back to me and I'll try fix them. Tell us about your partners. Oh, I'm with a girl called Rebecca. She lives in this little place called Irish Town. It's like Ballamori. It's anytime you walk past people, they're always hello, and they say hi to you and all. I live in Tallaght. That doesn't happen. If you look at someone, it's no, not really. But yeah, the people are just real nice. She goes to college. She is studying to be a paramedic so she can go be a firefighter. Yeah. And else you want to know about her? Tell me. I don't really know what to say about her. She's constantly acting like she's about 5 years old, which is why we work so well together. Any tips for coming out to homophobic parents? I've tried coming out before, but they weren't supportive, and I'd like to try again. Can you help? This is what I would do if I was personally in that situation. That if, this is gonna be totally shit if you don't have any siblings, but if you have siblings or a cousin or something that you can go to, and you're even an auntie or an uncle or something that you can be oh yeah, I'm gay, or I'm trans, or I'm bisexual, or whatever label you want to put on yourself, and tell them and hopefully they'll be understanding it. Maybe they might sit down and talk with your parents with you, or they might tell your parents, or always make sure you have someone there supporting you. You can't do it if there isn't anybody there supporting you. So maybe if you try sit down and talk to them with a different person, maybe they're just homophobic because they don't properly know, their mind might change, that they know that their son or daughter is gay or bi or whatever. Like, you know, it's like, oh, this actually happens to real people. Like, you know, real people actually get bullied over this. Real people actually, like, you know, become suicidal over this. Like, you know, this is my child that this is happening to. And, like, you know, they might change their mind. Yeah. So, yeah, I think that's it. They are my questions. Any other questions you've got for me, I will leave them in the link below, the form spring below. You can email us any interesting stories you have, any questions you want. You can ask us questions that won't be put in a video if you want to. Yeah, there was a question. I know who put it up. I'll just say to you, Brona, Stacey, blah blah blah. I will just say to you, Brona, you are not awesome. On a scale to 1 to 1 million, you're 0. Just kidding. And you guys should go check out her video too. She made a video of a day of a life in Dublin City. I'll leave the link for that as well below. It's really awesome. Me, Balls and Stacey. Yeah, I think I just forgot my own name there. Me, Balls and Stacey are all in it. And Brona, and you can get to see her too. It's really awesome. So yeah, bye guys.